You are resting now, your breath slow and gentle, your body softened into the stillness of night. The room around you fades into quiet shadows, and in that hush, you feel the presence of something larger, the vast, dark ocean of space, stretching endlessly beyond the reach of your sight. Tonight, you are about to step into that ocean, not by leaving Earth, but by drifting with your imagination, by following the trail of starlight to its very edges, where new worlds have only recently been revealed. For most of human history, you have looked at the night sky and wondered. Stars have felt eternal, distant, unreachable. You traced constellations, told stories, drew meaning in their glittering patterns. But always, stars seemed solitary, points of light burning alone in infinite dark. The dream of other worlds lingered in whispers, in myths of wandering gods, in fantasies of infinite heavens. Yet the evidence was hidden. Planets around other stars, exoplanets, remained invisible, concealed in the brightness of their suns. And then, not long ago, everything began to change. Imagine yourself centuries ago, standing on a hill at night. A telescope rests in your hands, a delicate tube of glass and brass. You turn it toward Jupiter, and you see moon's worlds circling another world. The revelation is staggering. If Jupiter has companions, might not stars also have planets? Yet the technology of that time could not confirm it. The question burned silently for centuries. Are we alone, or are there countless worlds beyond? Now, breathe slowly, and let yourself feel the quiet turning of time. The centuries pass like the sweep of the Milky Way across the sky. And then, in the last few decades, the whispers become truth. The first detections arrive. Scientists observe a star that wobbles, tugged gently by an unseen companion. The discovery is not just data, it is a doorway opening. A planet beyond our sun. A first glimpse of what had only been imagined. Close your eyes and picture it. A star in Pegasus, 50 light years away, flickering ever so slightly. Around it circles a giant world, hot and fast, unlike anything in our own solar system. Its atmosphere boils, its orbit hugs the star tightly. This is 51 Pegasi, B, the first confirmed exoplanet around a sun-like star. With it, the universe changes. Suddenly, the night is not empty. Suddenly, the dream of other worlds is real. Breathe gently. Feel the wonder of that moment. For you, lying here now, the discovery is history. But for the scientist then, it was a heartbeat that stopped the world. To know that stars carry companions is to know that our sun is not special, not solitary. It is one among billions, each a lantern with possible planets circling, each a potential harbor of oceans, clouds, and life. Imagine yourself as light itself, leaving a star so distant that your journey will take centuries. You travel through silence, through darkness, and yet you carry within you information, tiny signatures, that whisper of planets blocking your path. Planets reflecting your glow. By the time you reach Earth, instruments will capture you, prisms will split you, computers will trace your patterns. And from your faint signal, a new world will be revealed. Pause here, and let this truth comfort you. Discovery begins not with certainty, but with patience, with listening. The first glimpses of other worlds came not from bold leaps, but from careful watching, waiting for light to dip, for stars to sway, for signals to repeat. Now, think of the scale of what was found. At first, just a few planets, hot giants, strange orbits. But soon, hundreds, then thousands. The Kepler Space Telescope opened its eyes to a patch of sky no larger than your fist held at arm's length. Within that small window, it found thousands of planets. If so many lie in such a small corner, how many must there be across the whole sky? The numbers swell, hundreds of billions in our galaxy alone. The night becomes crowded, not empty. The stars are no longer silent. They are alive with companions. Breathe slowly. Let your mind drift across this cosmic truth. Every star you see tonight may hold planets circling, oceans shimmering, clouds drifting in alien skies. The sky is no longer cold. It is populated, alive with possibility. Now imagine yourself floating among these stars. Around one, a planet circles close, glowing red with heat. Around another, a rocky world drifts at just the right distance, its surface perhaps holding seas. Around another, an icy sphere reflects pale light from a distant sun. Each is unique, each a new note in the cosmic symphony. The diversity of worlds is staggering. There are giants larger than Jupiter, smaller rocks than Mercury, planets with orbits tighter than a day, others with orbits stretching centuries. The universe's imagination is endless. Pause once more. Let this sink in. The dream of other worlds is no longer myth. It is map. We have begun to chart planets across the galaxy, to count them, to listen for their whispers. The discovery is young, yet it has already reshaped how you see the sky. And as you lie here, feel the comfort of belonging to a species that dreams. You are part of a story that stretches from firelit caves to modern telescopes, from myths of wandering gods to confirmed planets in distant constellations. Every discovery is not only about science, it is about wonder. It is about you lying here under the same stars. Now knowing that each flicker may hold a world unseen, breathe deeply. And imagine this, a planet with clouds drifting across skies, colored differently from Earth's. Oceans reflecting light in hues unfamiliar, mountains carved in alien forms. You may never walk those worlds, but you can dream them, and the dream itself rewires you, fills you with calm, awe, connects you to the cosmos. Your mind drifts further. You begin to sense that the first glimpse is only the beginning. To detect a world is to open a door. But what lies inside that door? Oceans, atmospheres, life is still mystery. The night sky is no longer silent, but it is still whispering secrets. You are resting now, your breath even and unhurried, your body sinking deeper into stillness. Already, you have wandered to the edges of starlight, glimpsed the first planets circling distant suns. Now, you move gently closer into the quiet science of shadows. For it is in the faintest dimming of a star's glow that we first began to see the silent patterns of exoplanets. Tonight, you will drift into those shadows in the light and learn how darkness can reveal worlds unseen. Close your eyes and imagine a single candle burning in the distance. Its flame is steady, constant, unwavering. Now, imagine a tiny moth drifting across its light. For the briefest moment, the flame seems to dim just slightly. If you watched carefully, if you measured patiently, you would notice that the dimming repeats each time the moth passes by. From that rhythm, you could tell that something small and hidden circles the flame. This is the heart of the transit method, watching stars as candles, measuring their brightness and listening for shadows that pass across them. Breathe gently. The idea is simple, yet profound. Stars blaze with such power that their planets are invisible beside them. But planets, though dark, leave traces in their motion. When one crosses in front of its star, it blocks a tiny fraction of light. From Earth, the dip is almost imperceptible, like a single drop missing from an ocean. And yet, with careful watching, the dip can be measured. Each shadow is a signature, a whisper that says, "Here is a planet." Now, imagine the Kepler Space Telescope, eyes fixed on a patch of sky no larger than your palm held at arm's length. It stares for years, measuring the brightness of 150,000 stars, watching each like a heartbeat monitor. Most stars pulse steadily, but every so often, one flickers. The light dips, rises again, dips again in rhythm. The pattern is unmistakable. A planet has passed. Pause here, and let this image soothe you. The universe reveals its secrets, not in shouts, but in whispers. The transit method is the science of listening to the faintest hush, of seeing meaning in the smallest shadows. Breathe slowly. Think of how delicate these shadows are. For a star like the Sun, a planet the size of Earth blocks only 1 part in 10,000 of its light. It is as if you tried to notice a flea crawling across a car's headlight from miles away. And yet, with patience, it can be done. Shadows tell stories. Now imagine yourself as the light itself, streaming outward from a star across space. For billions of years, you travel unhindered until a planet crosses your path. A small portion of you is blocked, diverted, dimmed. When you finally reach Earth, an instrument measures your absence, traces the faint dip. And from that absence, a planet is born in human knowledge. You are light, carrying both brightness and shadow, both presence and absence. Pause once more. Let this bring you calm. Sometimes it is not what shines, but what dims, that tells the deeper story. Now think of the information hidden in the shadows. From the depth of the dip, astronomers can tell the size of the planet. From the rhythm of the dimming, they can measure its orbit. From the shape of the curve, they can glimpse the tilt, the distance, the relationship between world and star. Each shadow is not only absence, but map. Breathe deeply. Imagine the graphs that emerge, curves drawn by the quiet heartbeat of light. A star's brightness dips gently, rises again, then dips once more, over and over like a pulse. Each dip is a planet's passage. Each curve is a signature of another world. Now drift into the image of Earth itself, as seen from far away. Imagine a distant civilization staring at our sun every year. They see its light dim by the tiniest fraction as Earth crosses before it. To them, Earth is only a shadow, a faint dip in a curve. Yet from that dip, they could know our size, our distance from the sun, even hints of our atmosphere. To them, we would be the exoplanet. Shadows connect us. Pause here and let this comfort you. Just as we search for others, perhaps others search for us. The shadows are mutual. We are both discoverers and discovered. Now imagine the richness of what has been found. Thousands of stars, thousands of dips, thousands of worlds. Kepler's data alone revealed more than 2,600 confirmed planets, with thousands more candidates. Some are giants circling in days. Others are rocky, resting in the warmth of habitable zones. Each shadow expands our vision, adds another tile to the mosaic of the galaxy. Breathe gently. Let your mind drift across this truth. The night sky is full of silent patterns, shadows that whisper of oceans and skies far from here. To listen to them is to widen the horizon of what is possible. Now imagine your own life as light. Moments of brightness, moments of shadow. Each shadow reveals something hidden, something that could not be seen otherwise. The science of the stars is also the science of you, growth shaped not only by what is present, but also by what dims, what passes, what leaves space for discovery. As you rest now, imagine yourself lying beneath a canopy of stars. Each flicker above you carries secrets. Some hold shadows, some hold rhythms. All are alive with worlds. The universe is not silent. It is singing in patterns of light and shadow. If only you learn to listen. Pause softly and let this truth carry you. The faintest dip can reveal the greatest discovery. The smallest shadow can hold an entire planet. The quietest whisper can change how you see the cosmos. You are resting now, your breath steady and soft, your body sinking deeper into night's embrace. Already, you have followed the faint shadows of transits, listened to how dips in starlight reveal hidden worlds. But tonight you turn to another signal, quieter still, a subtle motion written into the heartbeat of stars. The method is called radial velocity, but you can think of it as listening to stars breathe, each inhale and exhale marked by tiny shifts in their light, each wobble telling of a companion unseen. Close your eyes and imagine a lantern hanging in still air. From a distance, it seems motionless, but if you watch carefully, you notice the faintest sway, as though stirred by an invisible breeze. That sway tells you something is pulling on it, something you cannot see. Stars too, though immense and radiant, sway ever so slightly, not because of wind, but because of gravity, the tug of orbiting planets. Breathe gently. When a planet circles a star, gravity binds them both. The planet does not simply orbit the star. They orbit a common center of mass, a balance point that lies just off-center. For giant planets close to their stars, this tug is strong enough to make the star wobble. The wobble is not visible to the eye, but it leaves fingerprints in the star's light. Now imagine starlight stretched into a spectrum, a rainbow spread thin, like silk threads of every color. If the star moves toward you, its light shifts, slightly bluer, compressed like ripples in water. If the star moves away, the light shifts slightly redder, stretched as the waves elongate. This is the Doppler effect, the same reason a passing siren changes pitch. For stars, the wobble changes the pitch of their light. By listening to these shifts, astronomers hear the breath of the star and know that a planet is near. Pause here, and let this soothe you. The universe speaks not only in brightness and shadow, but also in rhythm and sway. By learning to listen, you enter its music. Breathe slowly. Think of how delicate this motion is. For a star like the Sun, pulled by a planet like Jupiter, the wobble is only about 12 meters per second, slower than you walk. Yet across light years, across silence, instruments can detect it. Precision that borders on poetry. To measure such subtle sways is to hold your ear to the cosmos and hear the softest breath. Now imagine yourself as the star, vast and glowing. Around you, a planet circles. You feel its tug, gentle yet persistent, pulling you first one way, then the other. You do not resist. You sway, you wobble, you breathe in rhythm with its orbit. Your light carries the imprint of this dance, sending signals outward across the galaxy. Somewhere, on a small world far away, instruments wait, and they hear you breathe. Pause once more. Let this comfort you. Even the mightiest stars are not solitary. They are moved by their companions, swayed by unseen partners. To be pulled, to wobble, is not weakness. It is relationship, gravity's quiet bond. Now think of the discoveries. Before transits became common, radial velocity was the first great method. In 1995, Michel Mayor and Didier Queloz used it to detect 51 Pegasi b, the first confirmed planet around a sun-like star. They did not see the planet directly. They listened to the wobble. In the swaying of starlight, they heard another world. The moment reshaped astronomy, and for it, they later won the Nobel Prize. Breathe deeply. From then on, radial velocity revealed hundreds of massive hot Jupiters circling close, tugging their stars with obvious sway. Then smaller ones, super-Earths, rocky giants. Each wobble measured was another confirmation. The galaxy is full of planets, companions hidden in the breathing of stars. Now imagine the graphs again, curves rising and falling like waves, each crest and trough marking the star's motion. They look like tides, as if the star itself rides an unseen sea. By studying these curves, astronomers can measure the mass of the planet, its orbit, even clues to its nature. Shadows tell size. Wobbles tell weight. Together, they paint portraits of unseen worlds. Pause here and let yourself rest in the harmony of this. Science is not guesswork alone. It is cross-checking, weaving methods together. Shadows confirm wobbles. Wobbles confirm shadows. Together, they make the invisible visible. Now drift into a vision. Imagine the night sky as a great symphony hall. Each star is an instrument. Some play loudly, blazing with transits. Others hum softly, their notes hidden in wobbles. Astronomers are the audience, listening with patience, tuning their instruments to hear each faint variation. The cosmos is music, and every wobble is part of its score. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: motion reveals presence. Stars breathe, sway, wobble, and from that dance, planets emerge. You too have your wobbles, your sways. They do not reveal weakness, but connection. Just as stars are moved by planets, you are moved by those you orbit and those who orbit you. The wobble is proof of relationship, the gravitational embrace of existence. As you rest deeper, imagine yourself as both listener and star. You feel your own breath, steady and calm. You sense the rhythm of your own life, the wobbles of memory, the sways of emotion. You are resting now, your breath slow and even, your body softened by the cradle of night. Already, you have listened to the faint shadows of transits, to the delicate wobbles of stars. You have learned to see planets not directly, but through their quiet effects on light and motion. But tonight, you move into another truth, one woven into the very fabric of movement: orbits. 4 planets tell stories, not only by shadows or wobbles, but by the circles and spirals they carve through space. Every orbit is a clock, every revolution a tale of time. Close your eyes and imagine Earth in its path around the Sun. 1 year, 1 circle, 1 story written again and again. The tilt of Earth's axis tilts its tail too, painting seasons across the surface. Summer in one hemisphere, winter in the other, balance returning as the planet turns. This rhythm, this orbit, is the story you live by. Every calendar, every season, every harvest, every celebration is tied to Earth's dance around its star. Orbits are not abstract. They are the measure of your days. Breathe gently. Now imagine other worlds, each with its own rhythm. Mercury whirls in 88 days, a quick, tight loop close to the Sun. Neptune drifts in a vast arc, taking 165 Earth years for one revolution. To stand there would mean seeing summer only once in a lifetime. Each orbit is a different heartbeat, a different pace of existence. Orbits write the tempo of life. Now picture distant exoplanets, circling stars of every kind. Some whip around in hours, so close that their years are shorter than your days. Others wander far, taking centuries to complete a single lap. If life exists there, its sense of time would be utterly unlike yours. A child born on such a world might never see a second summer. A tree might bloom only once in an age. Time itself is relative, not only in Einstein's equations, but in the simple rhythm of orbits. Pause here and let this soothe you. There is no single measure of time in the cosmos. Every planet counts differently. Every orbit writes its own calendar. You are part of one rhythm, but infinite others unfold beyond. Breathe slowly. Think of orbits as circles, but also as stories. Each is written by gravity's pen, inscribed in space. Some are nearly perfect, like Earth's gentle ellipse. Others are eccentric, stretched, and elongated, taking planets close to their stars in fiery summers, then far away in frozen winters. Imagine living on such a world, seasons not measured by months, but by extremes. Years of burning heat, followed by centuries of ice. Orbits shape not only time, but climate, experience, possibility. Now imagine watching an orbit from far above, a star in the center, a planet tracing its path around. Over and over, the line repeats, never ending. Yet orbits are not static drawings. They shift with time. Other planets pull, stars age, galaxies swirl. The circles wobble, tilt, drift. The story is always being rewritten. Even your own Earth's orbit changes, slowly, subtly, shaping ice ages, shifting climates, carving history. Pause once more. Let this bring you comfort. Nothing is fixed, not even orbits. Yet their changes are rhythms to slow music that plays across millennia. The cosmos is not chaos. It is patterns, woven over time. Breathe deeply. Think of orbits as dancers. Planets and stars are partners, circling a shared center. Moons join too, circling planets as they circle stars. Even stars themselves orbit one another in binaries, or in clusters, or around the galactic center. Everything circles something. Nothing is truly alone. The universe is an endless dance floor, with partners weaving patterns together. Now drift into a vision of orbits as threads. Each planet draws a glowing circle in space, and together they weave a tapestry of rings. Some overlap, some diverge, some twist and tilt. The tapestry is vast, spanning billions of stars. Every orbit is a thread in the fabric of cosmic rhythm. Pause softly. Let this settle in you. Time is not only seconds on a clock. Time is written in circles, in paths, in journeys repeated. Your life too is orbit around the sun, around days, around memories and hopes. The stories of the planets mirror the stories of you as you rest deeper. Imagine traveling to an exoplanet discovered by its orbit. You know its year from the shadows, its distance from the wobbles. You imagine standing there, watching its sun rise and set at a different pace. Seasons stretch differently, years feel unfamiliar. And yet, even there, orbit brings rhythm. Time flows, even if it flows differently. Everywhere, the cosmos circles. Everywhere, the story is told. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: orbits remind you of continuity. Even as planets drift, even as paths shift, they return. Circles complete, years renew, seasons repeat. In the vastness of space, rhythm persists. You can rest in that rhythm. You can breathe with it. You are resting now, your breath calm and steady, your body nestled into the stillness of night. Already, you have wandered with planets through their orbits, felt how each revolution tells a story of time. Tonight, you move gently into another truth. Not every orbit is equal. Not every path can cradle life. Between too much heat and too much cold lies a fragile balance. A place where oceans can exist, where water can flow, where the dream of life may take root. This is the Goldilocks zone, the habitable band where conditions are just right. Close your eyes and imagine a fire glowing in the dark. Too close, and the heat scorches, burning everything. Too far, and the cold is relentless, freezing all into silence. But there is a space in between, where the warmth is gentle, where you can sit in comfort, where life can flourish. Stars are like that fire, and planets are like stones, scattered at different distances. Some lie too close, scorched into barren deserts. Some lie too far, frozen into icy wastes. But some drift in just the right distance, where liquid water can dance, where oceans can shimmer beneath alien skies. Breathe gently. Water is more than a substance. It is the thread of life as you know it. On Earth, every tree, every breath, every creature depends on its flow. To find life elsewhere, astronomers look first for places where water could exist as liquid. And so, the habitable zone is defined not only by warmth, but by possibility. The possibility of rivers, lakes, seas. The Goldilocks glow is the soft cradle of conditions where water remains free to flow. Now imagine the sun, its warmth spreading outward. Earth rests in this gentle band, its oceans alive, its skies blue with vapor. Venus lies closer, bathed in heat, its surface seared into desert, its atmosphere thick with carbon dioxide. Mars lies farther, cold and barren, its rivers long since frozen. Only Earth rests in the sweet spot, the just right glow where water thrives. This is why you live here, why your world is alive with green and blue. Pause here, and let this comfort you. You are a child of balance, of a delicate distance, of a cosmic glow that allows life to bloom. Breathe slowly. Think of exoplanets now. For each one discovered, astronomers measure its orbit, its distance, its star's brightness. They ask the same question: is it too close, too far, or just right? Already, thousands of candidates have been found in their stars' habitable zones. Rocky planets, circling suns both larger and smaller than ours. Some may have seas stretching for miles. Some may hold clouds drifting across skies painted in colors you have never seen. Each one is a possibility, a whisper of life. Now imagine traveling to one of these planets. You stand on its surface, looking at its alien star. The light may be redder than the sun, casting the world in copper tones. Or it may be bluer, sharper, making oceans sparkle like liquid sapphire. The air may be thicker, the gravity stronger, but water still flows, shimmering in rivers and seas. You breathe the wonder of it. The conditions are fragile, yet they hold. This is what it means to live in the Goldilocks glow. Pause once more. Let this bring peace. Balance exists, even in the vastness of space. Life is not accident alone. It emerges where conditions align, where warmth and distance harmonize. Now drift into the science again. The habitable zone depends not only on distance, but on the star itself. Around cooler stars, the zone lies closer, so close that planets may be tidally locked. One face always in day, the other in night. Around hotter stars, the zone stretches farther, but such stars live shorter lives, burning out before life may evolve. Each system offers its own balance, its own risks, its own possibilities. The Goldilocks glow is not one distance, but many, shifting with the nature of the star. Breathe deeply. Think of how fragile Earth's balance is. A little closer to the sun, and oceans might have boiled. A little farther, and they might have frozen. Yet here you are, alive in the narrow band where liquid water flows. Fragile, yes, but enduring, sustained by the balance of orbit and light. Now imagine a future when telescopes peer deeper. Spectroscopy will study atmospheres, seeking hints of vapor, clouds, water. Already, some worlds hint at oceans. Some whisper of skies filled with vapor. Each discovery is a step closer to finding not only habitability, but life itself. Pause softly. Let this truth wash over you. You are not only seeking other worlds, you are seeking reflections of yourself, of your own fragile balance, of the water that sustains you. The Goldilocks glow is not only science, it is metaphor. It is a reminder that life thrives not in extremes, but in balance. As you rest now, imagine sitting before a fire again. You feel the warmth, neither searing nor freezing. You feel the comfort of being in the right place. You know that countless planets circle their stars, some in burning heat, some in endless frost, but some, like Earth, drift in the gentle glow, cradled in possibility. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: balance sustains life. Stars shine, planets orbit, and in the narrow band where conditions align, life may bloom. You too are balanced between breath and stillness, between shadow and light, between silence and thought. The cosmos mirrors you. You are resting now, your breath soft and rhythmic, your body sinking deeper into the night's embrace. Already, you have sat in the warmth of habitable zones, felt the comfort of balance where water may flow. But tonight, you look upward from those possible oceans into the skies above them. For the next step in discovery is not only finding where planets circle, but learning what surrounds them. Atmospheres are more than blankets of gas. They are poems written in light, whispers of chemistry, climate, and perhaps life itself. Tonight, you will drift into those alien skies and learn to read them as poetry. Close your eyes and imagine Earth's sky at dawn. Light filters through air, scattering blue, painting clouds in rose and gold. Every color tells a story, molecules bending light, particles scattering rays, gases shaping hues. If another civilization far away looked at Earth through their telescopes, they could read this story. They could know our sky is thick with nitrogen and oxygen. They could sense water vapor, perhaps even glimpse the breath of life in the form of oxygen's steady glow. Skies are not silent. They speak in colors. Breathe gently. The science of listening to skies is called spectroscopy. When starlight passes through a planet's atmosphere, Certain wavelengths are absorbed, leaving faint fingerprints in the spectrum. Each molecule, each gas, leaves its own mark, like letters in an invisible script. Astronomers split the light with prisms, scatter it into rainbows, then read the missing lines like words. The result is poetry, not of sound, but of color and absence, of whispers etched in light dot. Now imagine yourself as a photon of starlight. You leave the star's blazing surface, traveling across space. For millions of years, you journey in silence, until at last you reach a planet. As you skim through its atmosphere, molecules tug at you, some holding you back, some letting you pass. Oxygen absorbs you here, water vapor there, methane farther still. When you finally reach a telescope on Earth, your absence is noted. And from that absence, the story of the sky is told. Pause here, and let this truth soothe you. What is missing is as meaningful as what is present. Even in silence, even in absence, there is poetry. Breathe slowly. Think of the discoveries already made. Hot Jupiters with skies thick in sodium and potassium. Super-Earths with possible water vapor veiling their surfaces. Giant planets glowing with clouds of silicates, their skies filled with winds faster than hurricanes, their colors strange to human eyes. Each atmosphere is a verse in the poem of the galaxy, each line revealing not only chemistry but climate, not only numbers but feeling dot. Now imagine standing beneath one of these alien skies. Perhaps it glows red, lit by a cooler star. Clouds shimmer copper, oceans reflect bronze light. Or perhaps the sky is pale green, thick with methane, a haze like twilight that never clears. Some skies may be endless storms, lightning carving the heavens. Others may be calm, translucent, glowing with hues your eyes cannot name. Each sky is a canvas, painted by molecules, brushed by light. Pause once more. Let this bring comfort. Even the farthest worlds are not mute. Their skies carry voices, subtle but steady, waiting to be read. Breathe deeply. Consider also what skies can reveal about life. Oxygen, when found with methane, hints at biology, for such gases should not coexist long without being replenished. Water vapor suggests oceans, perhaps rain. Carbon dioxide tells of climate. The atmosphere is not only blanket but archive, holding the history of a planet in its chemistry. To read a sky is to read its story. Whether it is barren or alive, ancient or young, harsh or gentle, now drift into a vision. Imagine astronomers of the future, with instruments vast and delicate. They open great mirrors to the sky, catch the faintest light of distant worlds, and split it into rainbows. They lean forward, reading faint lines, and smile, for in those lines, in those absences, they glimpse possibility. Perhaps oceans, perhaps clouds, perhaps the breath of life itself. Pause softly. Let yourself feel this wonder. The universe writes poetry in every spectrum. Light is its ink, atmospheres its verses. By reading them, you are not imposing meaning. You are uncovering meaning already there. As you rest now, imagine the skies of your own Earth again. Blue scattered by molecules, sunsets painted by dust, auroras glowing with charged particles. Even here, at home, the sky is alive with poetry. Alien skies would be no less beautiful, even if harsh, even if strange. To read them is to join the cosmos in conversation. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: atmospheres are voices. They tell you of composition, of climate, of habitability. They tell you where the water flows, where the storms rage, where the conditions might cradle life. Every world has a voice, carried in its sky, waiting for you to listen. You are resting now, your breath steady as a slow tide, your body sinking deeper into the silence of night. Already, you have wandered beneath alien skies, listened to the poetry of atmospheres written in light. But tonight, you turn toward something vaster, more imposing than giants. Gas planets, swollen with clouds, rings, and storms, circling their stars with silent authority. They are not merely ornaments of the cosmos. They are guardians, shapers, sculptors of the smaller worlds that drift around them. To understand the story of life on rocky planets, you must first listen to the roll of giants. Close your eyes and imagine Jupiter rising in the night sky. Even from Earth, with the naked eye, it gleams brightly, larger than any star. Through a telescope, its stripes swirl, its storms roar, its moons circle like a miniature solar system. It is a world of gas, without a solid surface, a colossus of hydrogen and helium. Yet, despite its distance, it shapes your life every day. Jupiter's gravity has deflected comets, captured asteroids, and prevented countless impacts that might have scarred Earth beyond repair. It is more than distant wonder. It is protector. Breathe gently. Gas giants are born from abundance. In the young solar system, dust and gas swirled, clumped, grew. Where the seeds were largest, where gravity gathered most, giants formed. Their immense size allowed them to hold on to gases that smaller planets lost. While Earth became rocky and firm, Jupiter and Saturn became vast balloons of hydrogen, wrapped in bands of storms, their atmospheres thick with cloud. They are siblings, yet profoundly different in scale. Now imagine standing on a world like Earth without such a guardian. Comets would rain more frequently. Asteroids would strike more often. The delicate thread of life might never have had time to emerge. The giants, by their gravity, shield the inner worlds, drawing danger into themselves or casting it outward. They are cosmic elders, standing at the gate. Pause here and let this truth soothe you. Sometimes protection is invisible. You do not see every comet Jupiter deflects, every rock Saturn sends away, yet you live in the safety created by their presence. The same is true in your life. Not every protection is visible, but it surrounds you nonetheless. Breathe slowly. Now imagine the diversity of gas giants discovered among exoplanets. Some orbit close to their stars, hot Jupiters with blistering skies, their atmospheres stretched by heat. Others drift far in the cold, ringed in ice. Some are many times Jupiter's mass, nearly stars themselves. Others are smaller, blurring the line between Neptune and Earth. They are not all guardians in the same way, but each reshapes its system. Their gravity sculpts paths, rearranges orbits, determines where rocky planets can survive. Now drift into a vision of a solar system as a dance floor. The star is the center, the source of light. Rocky planets are nimble dancers, darting close, weaving quick steps. Gas giants are the towering partners, moving slowly but with great influence, guiding the rhythm, deciding the shape of the dance. Without them, the smaller dancers would stumble. With them, the dance endures. Pause once more. Let this bring peace. Even the massive storm-filled giants have purpose. They are not lifeless in their meaning. They hold systems together. Breathe deeply. Consider Saturn with its rings like halos of light. They are made of ice and rock, shattered remnants of moons, sculpted into beauty by gravity. Saturn is not protector alone, but artist, painting arcs of brilliance into the sky. Its moons, too, are laboratories of possibility. Enceladus, with its plumes of water spraying into space. Titan, with its methane seas and thick atmosphere. Even around giants, life may find footholds. Guardianship and possibility go hand in hand. Now imagine exoplanetary systems where giants sit too close. Their gravity sweeps away smaller worlds, denying rocky planets the chance to form. Not all giants protect. Some destroy. Their influence can be blessing or curse, depending on their place. Yet even destruction is part of cosmic pattern, shaping which systems thrive, which fade. Pause softly. Let this remind you, power is not always gentle. Giants sway entire systems, for good or ill. Yet without them, the story would be incomplete. As you rest deeper, picture a gas giant up close. Clouds tower taller than mountains. Storms rage larger than Earth itself. Lightning flashes in colors unseen. Rain falls as liquid iron or crystal methane. Beneath, pressure grows immense. Hydrogen becomes metallic, conducting electricity, glowing with strange heat. These are worlds unlike any earthly experience, vast, alien, majestic, and yet they are connected to you, shaping the possibility of your own planet's safety and story. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: giants, though inhospitable, matter deeply. Their presence allows small rocky worlds to survive, to find quiet, to flourish. Life blooms in their shadow. You are resting now, your breath slow as a gentle tide, your body wrapped in the calm of night. Already, you have wandered with gas giants, felt their power as guardians and sculptors of solar systems. Tonight, you drift toward another mystery, the in-between worlds. Planets neither small and rocky like Earth, nor massive and gaseous like Neptune. They are called super-Earths and mini-Neptunes, and they live on the thresholds between categories, teaching you that the universe does not always draw sharp lines. Sometimes it paints in gradients, blending one story into another. Close your eyes and imagine a scale of worlds. At one end rests Earth, compact, rocky, alive with oceans and continents. At the other end rests Neptune, vast, cloaked in gas, with layers of atmosphere stretching deep into icy clouds. Between them lies a gap, and in that gap, the galaxy has revealed thousands of planets. Some larger than Earth, but still rocky, their gravity strong, their surfaces vast. Some smaller than Neptune, cloaked in atmospheres, perhaps with oceans beneath clouds. These are the in-betweeners, the planets that challenge your categories. Breathe gently. For a long time, astronomers thought in binaries, rocky worlds and gas giants. But then Kepler's discoveries poured in, and most of what it found were planets in between. In fact, super-Earths and mini-Neptunes are the most common type of planet in the galaxy, and yet none exist in your own solar system. You live in a system of extremes. Small rocky worlds inside, large giants outside. But elsewhere, the universe prefers the middle ground. Now imagine a super. Its surface may stretch twice or even 3 times the radius of Earth. Its gravity is stronger, pulling oceans into deeper basins, holding on to thicker air. Standing there, you would feel heavier, your steps slower. Mountains might rise higher, weather might be more intense, yet such a world could be habitable, perhaps even lush with oceans and continents more expansive than your own. Life there would adapt to stronger pulls, denser skies, longer days. A super-Earth is Earth, magnified. Pause here and let this image calm you. The universe does not limit itself to copies. It creates variations, expansions, experiments in scale. Breathe slowly. Now imagine its core may be rocky, but above it lies a deep ocean or thick envelope of gas. You might never stand on a solid surface, for it is buried beneath crushing layers of atmosphere. Clouds stretch for miles, seas of vapor churn. Yet within those layers, temperatures may stabilize, conditions may soften. Some scientists imagine life not on the surface but floating in clouds, drifting like plankton in the sky. A mini Neptune is Neptune, diminished, but still mysterious. Now drift into the idea of thresholds. Some planets are too small to hold thick atmospheres. They remain rocky. Others are large enough to capture hydrogen and helium. They become gaseous. But in between lies a tipping point. Add a little mass, and the atmosphere swells. Subtract a little, and the surface remains bare. The line between super-Earth and mini-Neptune is not fixed. It is blurred, shifting with temperature, distance from the star, and time. Pause once more. Let this soothe you. The universe rarely gives sharp divisions. More often, it gives spectra, gradients, categories are human comforts, but reality prefers shades and blends. Breathe deeply. Consider also the possibility of water worlds. Some super-Earths may be covered entirely by ocean, no continents breaking the waves. Beneath, pressure may form exotic ices, layers never seen on Earth. Above, clouds may thicken, rains may fall endlessly. Imagine standing at the edge of such a world, except there is no edge, only horizon upon horizon of water. A planet-sized sea. A cradle where life may drift endlessly. Now imagine another. A mini Neptune warmed by its star, with thick clouds glowing in red or gold. Within its upper atmosphere, conditions may mimic Earth's temperate zones. Perhaps life floats there, unseen, adapted to endless skies. To live there would be to never touch ground, to drift forever in air thick with color and light. Pause softly. Let this bring peace. Life may not be limited to surfaces. It may find homes in oceans, in skies, in places you cannot imagine. The in-between worlds expand your sense of possibility. As you rest deeper, think of why your solar system lacks such worlds. Perhaps Jupiter's gravity swept them away. Perhaps the early disk of dust and gas formed differently. You live in a system with its own pattern, but elsewhere patterns differ. The galaxy writes its stories in many scripts, and the most common script is the one you do not have. The story of planets between Earth and Neptune. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: absence in your own home is not absence in the universe. You are one pattern among many. The cosmos is abundant in diversity. Now drift into a vision of discovery. Imagine the James Webb Space Telescope catching light through the atmosphere of a mini Neptune, splitting it into rainbows, finding water, vapor, methane, clouds. Imagine future missions zooming in closer, mapping surfaces of super-Earths, glimpsing oceans and continents. Each discovery is a poem in possibility, each one reminding you that life may not look like Earth, but may flourish nonetheless. Pause once more. Let this truth settle. To live between categories is not confusion. It is richness. Super-Earths and mini-Neptunes embody that richness. They remind you that boundaries are human comforts, but nature delights in blurring them. As you rest now, picture a star with planets circling. One small and rocky, one vast and gaseous, and between them a middle child, not quite either, embodying both. Its gravity holds it steady, its sky speaks in colors, its seas or clouds shimmer with possibility. It is neither Earth nor Neptune, yet it belongs. And in its belonging, it teaches you the beauty of in-betweenness. Breathe softly. You too are in between waking and sleep, between thought and dream. The in-between is not weakness. It is doorway. It is possibility. The universe whispers this truth in every super-Earth, in every mini-Neptune, in every world that defies simple definition. You are resting now, your breath slow and calm, your body sinking deeper into the stillness of night. Already, you have wandered through the in-between worlds, the super-Earths and mini-Neptunes that defy easy labels. Tonight, you drift toward a gentler yet more powerful vision, entire planets covered not by continents or deserts, but by endless seas, oceans without shores, worlds where water reigns supreme, flowing horizon to horizon with no interruption of land. These are the water worlds, and they hold both mystery and comfort in their vast embrace. Close your eyes and imagine Earth, the blue planet. From space, oceans dominate, spreading across 70% of its surface. Yet even here, continents rise, mountains break the waves, land shapes history. Now imagine a world without land at all. No mountains, no valleys, no deserts, only sea. Endless water, deep and dark, with skies reflected in ceaseless waves. Such worlds are not only fantasy. The galaxy whispers of their presence, and science suggests they may be common. Breathe gently. Oceans are not passive. They are engines of climate, circulators of heat, cradles of life. On Earth, life began in the sea, nurtured by chemistry stirred in waves and tides. A water world magnifies this truth. Its ocean may be hundreds of kilometers deep, far beyond Earth's average of 4. At such depths, pressure forms exotic ices at the bottom. Ice not cold and brittle, but hot and dense, crystalline even under crushing force. Above, liquid water churns, vast and restless, perhaps warmed by inner heat or gentle starlight. Life there would not crawl on land, but drift, swim, or float, cradled by tides forever. Pause here and let this vision soothe you. To imagine endless water is to imagine continuity. No breaks, no borders. Only flow. Breathe slowly. Think of how astronomers seek these worlds. When a planet's size suggests it is larger than Earth, but not massive enough to hold thick hydrogen like Neptune, water becomes a strong possibility. Its density, measured by shadows and wobbles together, may point toward oceans beneath skies. Already, candidates exist. Planets like Kepler-2 to be, glimmering in their stars' habitable zones, large enough for deep seas, distant enough for liquid water. These are whispers of oceans unseen. Now imagine yourself drifting upon such a world. The star glows above, reflected in waves that stretch forever. There is no shore to swim toward, no land to anchor you. Instead, you float freely, rocked by tides, surrounded by endless horizon. At first, such a vision might bring unease, the absence of land, the boundlessness of water. But soon, calm arrives. The ocean holds you, carries you, supports you. In its embrace, you feel both small and infinite, pause once more. Let this bring peace. Water connects all things. Every drop in Earth's seas has cycled for billions of years through clouds, rivers, and rain. On a water world, that cycle is magnified, endless, circular, eternal. Breathe deeply. Consider what life might become there. Perhaps simple, drifting cells, as on early Earth, or perhaps something stranger, creatures that never know land, evolving in 3 dimensions of ocean, shaped by currents, bioluminescent in eternal twilight. Life adapted not to surfaces, but to depths. If such life exists, it would be both alien and familiar, born of the same water that nurtured you. Now drift into the idea of storms on water worlds. With no land to break them, winds might circle endlessly, hurricanes without rest. Clouds would spiral across hemispheres, rains would fall for weeks, lightning would flash upon waves unbroken. Yet even here, rhythm would emerge. Storms would feed currents, currents would spread nutrients, oceans would cradle balance. Chaos and order entwined. As always in nature, pause softly. Let yourself rest in this thought. Even endless oceans find patterns. Waves repeat, tides return, balance emerges. As you rest deeper, picture a distant planet. Its spectrum showing water vapor, its mass suggesting oceans. Astronomers smile as they trace its lines, whispering, perhaps a water world. The thought itself reshapes your sense of home. Earth is not unique. Seas may stretch across countless skies. Life may not be lonely. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: oceans are possibility. On Earth, they birthed life. Elsewhere, they may do the same. To imagine oceans without shores is to imagine life without limits. Now imagine floating there, closing your eyes, feeling the waves. Stars glitter above, reflected endlessly below. You cannot tell where sky ends and sea begins. In that blurring, you sense the unity of all things, above and below, inner and outer, self and cosmos. The ocean becomes meditation, and you drift deeper into calm. Pause once more. Let this truth settle in you. Life begins in water, and water may carry life to the stars. Oceans are not only Earth's story, they may be the galaxy's song. You are resting now, your breath slow and steady, your body carried gently into the stillness of night. Already, you have drifted across endless oceans, floated upon worlds without shores. But tonight, you turn toward the extremes, planets that burn with unrelenting fire or freeze under eternal ice. The galaxy is not only balance and comfort, it is also intensity, worlds where heat or cold writes the rules of existence. Tonight, you will walk beneath these skies, fiery and frozen, and listen to what they whisper. Close your eyes and imagine a star blazing fiercely. Its light so near that a planet's surface glows red, molten rivers flowing like veins of fire. Such worlds exist, called hot Jupiters or lava planets. Their daysides face their stars without relief, baked in thousands of degrees, rocks melting into oceans of magma. Skies there shimmer with metal vapors, rain falls as molten iron, winds scream at thousands of miles per hour. To human eyes, it would look like a vision of hell, yet in the cosmos, it is only another kind of normal. Breathe gently. Worlds like Kepler 1b, a rocky planet so close to its star that its year lasts less than a day. Or WASP 76b, where iron condenses in the atmosphere and rains from the skies. Imagine standing there, though you could not, and seeing the horizon glow with fiery rivers, the air shimmering with heat. Such worlds are not for life as you know it, but they tell stories of extremes, of what matter can become under relentless heat. Now imagine the opposite, a world far from its star, locked in ice, its seas frozen solid, its land buried under glaciers miles deep. The air is thin, the cold unending, silence covering everything like snow. Such planets are frozen spheres, their skies pale and dim, yet even here beauty lives, auroras glowing above icy plains. Stars reflected in crystal frost, stillness more profound than silence itself. Pause here, and let this soothe you. The universe holds not only comfort, but also contrast. Fire and ice, heat and cold, extremes that define the edges of possibility. To know balance, you must also know what lies beyond it. Breathe slowly. Think of tidally locked planets, one side forever scorched, the other forever frozen. On the day side, oceans may boil. On the night side, they freeze. And yet, between them lies twilight, a line of balance where warmth and cold meet. Perhaps life could exist there, clinging to the narrow ribbon between fire and ice. Extremes are not always endings. They are also thresholds. Now drift into the science. Planets close to their stars are heated not only by light but by tidal forces. Their crusts pulled and stretched until they glow. Planets far away freeze, not only from lack of sunlight but from thin air that cannot hold heat. Each extreme is written by distance, orbit, atmosphere. The rules are simple, yet the outcomes are infinite in variety. Pause once more. Let this comfort you. Even extremes follow laws, patterns, rhythms. They are not chaos. They are order, written in fire and ice. Breathe deeply. Consider the beauty of fiery skies. Clouds glowing orange, storms flashing like furnaces, horizons alive with molten seas. Then consider the beauty of icy skies. Blue-white arcs of auroras, glaciers sparkling like stars, breath visible as clouds in the frozen air. Both are beautiful, though opposite. Both are part of the cosmos spectrum of possibility. Now imagine yourself standing at the boundary between extremes. One step toward fire, the air grows unbearable, the ground glowing beneath your feet. One step toward ice, the cold bites, your breath freezes, silence thickens. Yet in the middle, balance holds. Twilight glows soft, winds carry warmth from one side to the other. Even between extremes, life may find its ribbon. Pause softly. Let this truth settle. Even in fire, even in ice, there may be space for resilience, for adaptation, for survival. Extremes are not only barriers, they are challenges that reveal the strength of life as you rest now. Picture exoplanets discovered with fiery day sides and frozen night sides. Astronomers trace their light curves, see heat shift from one side to the other, map winds that redistribute energy. In the data, they glimpse not chaos but circulation, not emptiness but pattern. Even in the most extreme, order remains. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: fire and ice are not opposites to fear. They are expressions of the same truth. Energy distributed differently. Conditions shifted to extremes. Life thrives in balance, but beauty exists everywhere. Now close your eyes again and imagine drifting between a fiery sky glowing red and an icy one shimmering blue. The two worlds merge in your vision, one of heat, one of frost, you float between them, balanced in twilight, comforted by the knowledge that extremes, too, belong. You are resting now, your breath soft as drifting clouds, your body sinking deeper into the stillness of night. Already, you have wandered through extremes, fiery skies and frozen plains, planets where heat and cold rule without compromise. Tonight, you drift into a quieter paradox, a condition not of chaos but of constancy. Some worlds are tidally locked, showing only one face to their star, turning not with the rhythm of days and nights, but with the stillness of eternal exposure. One side is forever bathed in light, the other forever shrouded in darkness. These are the worlds with two faces, planets that live at the edge of balance. Close your eyes and imagine Earth stopping its spin. Imagine that one hemisphere forever faces the sun, trapped in endless day, while the other remains in night that never ends. On the day side, the star blazes overhead, its heat unrelenting, oceans boiling, lands scorched. On the night side, cold deepens into ice, silence falls into permanence, the air itself may freeze. Between them lies a thin ribbon, the twilight zone, where warmth and coolness meet, where balance might still hold. To live on such a world is to live on a line between extremes. Breathe gently. Tidally locked planets are not rare. They are expected, especially around smaller stars, the cool, dim red dwarfs that make up most of the galaxy's suns, because their habitable zones are so close. Planets orbiting within them are slowed by gravity until their rotations match their orbits. They stop spinning freely and lock into place. To you, this might sound like a sentence of doom. Yet to the universe, it is only another kind of rhythm. Now imagine standing on the day side of such a planet. The star hangs fixed in the sky, never rising, never setting. Shadows do not move. Time does not pass in the way you know it. The light is constant, fierce, unblinking. Plants, if they exist, must adapt to endless photosynthesis or constant shielding. Winds raced across the globe, carrying heat from day to night. Clouds tower, storms form, balance struggles. This is the face of fire. Pause here and let this image settle. Constancy can be as strange as change. To live in eternal day is to lose the rhythm of dawn and dusk. Breathe slowly. Now step across the terminator, the thin line between light and dark. Here, the star hovers at the horizon, glowing forever in twilight. The light is dim, gentle, balanced. Temperature is mild, neither boiling nor freezing. This is the ribbon where life might find comfort, clinging to the edge between extremes. Imagine cities stretched along the line, civilizations oriented not around time, but around place. Always on the boundary, always in balance. Now drift into the night side. Darkness rules here, eternal and unbroken. The sky glitters with stars sharp and clear, but the ground is silent, frozen, air thin and brittle. Oceans may lie beneath ice, hidden but enduring. Perhaps creatures glow with their own light, evolving in darkness without ever knowing a star. To live here is to live in absence, yet even absence can sustain. Pause once more. Let this soothe you. Even in extremes, there is always a boundary, a middle path where survival whispers. The twilight zone is not only geography, it is metaphor. Balance exists even when the whole seems divided. Breathe deeply. Think of how winds and currents might work. On a tidally locked planet, heat does not remain still. It flows, carried from day side to night side, smoothing the extremes. The day side is not only fire, the night side not only ice. The planet breathes, circulates, creates patterns of balance in its own way. Even locked, it is alive in motion. Now imagine what life might become there. On the day side, creatures shield themselves, evolving skins or shells to reflect the glare. On the night side, creatures glow softly, drifting in eternal night. On the twilight line, life adapts to constant half-light eyes tuned to dim glow, bodies balanced in temperature. Civilizations, if they exist, would measure not time but distance. How far into light, how far into dark. Their calendars would be maps, their days measured in steps across twilight. Pause softly. Let this truth settle in you. Time itself is not universal. On Earth, you count days, nights, seasons. On tidally locked worlds, those rhythms vanish, replaced by geography. Life adapts not to clocks, but to place. As you rest deeper, picture astronomers studying these planets from afar. They see heat maps, glowing one side bright, the other dark, with a thin gradient in between. They imagine winds, storms, climates, twilight zones, and in their data, they see possibility, not only of barren worlds, but of habitable ribbons. Even in extremes, the cosmos offers balance. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: worlds with two faces teach you about resilience. Life adapts to what is given, whether eternal day, eternal night, or the narrow ribbon between. You two live between extremes, between wakefulness and sleep, between certainty and mystery. The twilight is not only out there, it is within you now. Close your eyes again and imagine yourself standing on the twilight line. Behind you, the star blazes in the day that never ends. Before you, darkness stretches forever. And here, at your feet, the glow of balance, soft and unchanging. You breathe and you rest and you understand. Even locked worlds carry possibility. You are resting now, your breath steady and quiet, your body sinking deeper into the embrace of night. Already, you have wandered along the twilight lines of tidally locked planets, felt the strange balance between eternal day and eternal night. Tonight, you drift into a gentler companionship, for no planet journeys entirely alone. Just as Earth is graced by the moon, countless other planets may carry companions of their own moons, orbiting softly, reflecting light, shaping tides, whispering stories of their worlds. These moons are mirrors, companions that remind planets they are never solitary. Close your eyes and imagine Earth's moon. It glows softly in the night sky, reflecting sunlight in silver hues. Its pull shapes tides, rhythms of ocean and life. For billions of years, it has circled Earth, slowing its spin, stabilizing its tilt. Without the moon, Earth would wobble, climates would shift wildly, life's story might have been different. Already you know the truth. Moons matter. They are more than ornaments of planets. They are companions, sculptors, mirrors. Breathe gently. Now imagine other worlds with moons of their own. Jupiter carries a whole family, Io with its volcanic fire, Europa with its hidden ocean, Ganymede with its magnetic field, Callisto scarred with craters. Saturn too is adorned, its rings like halos, its moons like jewels. Titan with seas of methane, Enceladus with geysers spraying water into space. Even Uranus and Neptune carry companions, icy orbs orbiting in cold silence. Your solar system is rich in moons. Why should the galaxy not be the same? Now picture exomoons, moons circling distant exoplanets, too small to see directly yet waiting in shadows to be revealed. Astronomers search for their whispers in data, small dips in light, tiny variations in orbits. None are confirmed with certainty yet, but the possibility is strong. Imagine a super-Earth with its own moon glowing softly. Imagine a mini Neptune with icy companions. Imagine giants with dozens of moons circling like miniature solar systems of their own. Each moon would be a world, a mirror, a story. Pause here and let this soothe you. Companionship is not rare in the universe. Just as stars have planets, planets may have moons. Nothing drifts entirely alone. Breathe slowly. Think of the role moons play in habitability. A large moon can stabilize a planet's tilt, keeping seasons gentle. Without such balance, climates might swing chaotically, threatening the stability of life. Moons also stir tides, mixing oceans, circulating nutrients. They create rhythms that life can adapt to. On exoplanets, moons may make the difference between chaos and balance, between barren silence and flourishing life. Now drift into the image of moons as mirrors. They do not shine with their own light, yet they reflect the light of their stars, casting it softly onto their planets. Earth's moon glows in silver. Europa would glow pale blue, Titan golden beneath Saturn's rings. To look at a moon is to see reflected beauty, softened, gentler than the blaze of a star. Moons remind you that even borrowed light can be luminous. Pause once more. Let this bring you comfort. Not all brightness must be your own. To reflect is also to shine. Breathe deeply. Imagine walking on an exomoon orbiting a giant planet. The sky would be filled with the looming bulk of your parent planet, striped or ringed, glowing with reflected light. You would never forget its presence. Nights would be lit not only by stars, but by the constant vision of your companion. To live on a moon is to live always in relationship, always in the presence of something greater. Now consider the possibility of life on moons themselves. Europa, with its hidden ocean beneath ice, warmed by tidal flexing. Enceladus, with geysers spraying water into space. Titan, with seas of methane and skies of haze. These moons are laboratories of possibility. If life can exist here, then exomoons too may cradle oceans, clouds, or strange chemistries. The search for life may not end with planets. It may only begin with their companions. Pause softly. Let this truth settle in you. Life may bloom in overlooked places, not in the center but in the reflection, not in the planet but in the moon. As you rest deeper, picture the search for exomoons. Astronomers look for subtle variations in transit-like curves, for tiny delays in timing, for hints of a companion tugging at its planet. Already, candidates glimmer in the data worlds that may have moons orbiting far away. To confirm them is to confirm that planets are rarely solitary, that companionship is written into the structure of the cosmos. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: mirrors and companions matter. They shape worlds, they stabilize, they reflect, they inspire. Earth's story is Earth and Moon together, not Earth alone. The galaxy's story may be planets and moons together, pairs and families, never only singles. Now close your eyes again and imagine yourself looking at a star. Around it, a planet circles. Around the planet, a moon orbits, smaller but steady, reflecting light, shaping tides. You see their relationship, their bond, their mirrored beauty. And you know, nothing in the universe is truly alone. You are resting now, your breath soft and slow, your body gently floating in the silence of night. Already you have wandered with moons, seen how they mirror light and shape tides, how they whisper companionship into the solitude of planets. Tonight, you lean closer to the atmospheres themselves, the invisible blankets of air that cradle worlds. For in these skies lies something more profound than climate or color. Within their chemistry, within the balance of gases, may live the breath of life itself. These signs are called biosignatures, and they are like poems written in air. Close your eyes and imagine Earth's sky, rich with oxygen, carrying the invisible rhythm of every breath you take. The oxygen is not eternal, not natural without replenishment. It is produced again and again by photosynthesis, the quiet labor of plants, algae, and microbes. Without life, oxygen would fade, consumed by reactions, bound into stone and water. Its persistence is a signature, a declaration: life is here. The same is true of methane, fragile in oxygen-rich air, yet constantly replenished by organisms. Together, oxygen and methane create a tension, a disequilibrium, a whisper that biology maintains. To detect such a balance on another planet would be to glimpse life's breath across the void. Breathe gently. The science is delicate. Light from a star passes through a planet's atmosphere. Certain wavelengths are absorbed, leaving gaps in the rainbow spectrum. From those gaps, astronomers learn what gases are present. Water vapor, carbon dioxide, ozone, methane, each leaves its fingerprint. The challenge is not just detection, but interpretation. For some gases can be created by geology alone. Volcanoes can belch methane. Ultraviolet light can split molecules into oxygen. To prove life, the balance must be clear, the story unmistakable. Now imagine yourself as light once more. You stream from a star, golden and steady. A planet passes before you, and you skim through its sky. Molecules bend you, absorb you, mark you with their presence. Oxygen pulls you here, methane there, water farther still. When you reach a distant telescope, you are fractured into rainbows, and your missing pieces are read like words. You have become a message, a poem in light, carrying the breath of a world. Pause here, and let this soothe you. Even across light years, presence can be felt through absence. Life whispers, not always in what it says, but in what it leaves behind. Breathe slowly. Imagine the thrill of first detection. A telescope splits light. A graph reveals a faint line of oxygen, a hint of methane. The astronomers sit in silence, knowing they are staring at the possibility of another breathing world. Their hands tremble, not because of certainty, but because of wonder. For the first time, they may not be alone. Now drift into the poetry of biosignatures. Think of them as breaths written into air. Each inhalation of oxygen, each exhalation of carbon dioxide is part of the rhythm of life. On another planet, the same pattern might exist, invisible but measurable. To read those breaths is to join in a chorus that spans the galaxy. Pause once more. Let this bring comfort. Life leaves traces. Even if unseen, even if distant, it cannot help but breathe, to leave its marks behind. Breathe deeply. Consider water vapor as a clue. It does not prove life, but it proves habitability, the possibility of oceans. Carbon dioxide too, not a signature of life itself, but but of climate, greenhouse warmth, the possibility of balance. Methane, unstable yet replenished, hints of biology. Oxygen, persistent in disequilibrium, points strongly toward photosynthesis. None alone are certain. Together they form a chord, a harmony, a song of life. Now imagine standing beneath an alien sky where these gases swirl. You cannot see the difference, but you can feel the balance, the rhythm of chemistry. Perhaps oceans shimmer below, forests breathe unseen, microbes drift in seas. The air is alive, its chemistry not random but maintained. The sky is the planet's diary, its atmosphere the ink of life. Pause softly. Let yourself feel this truth. To seek biosignatures is to seek kinship. You are not searching only for data. You are searching for breath, for rhythm, for others who share in the cycle of life. As you rest deeper, picture the telescopes of the future. Great mirrors floating in space, instruments tuned to catch the faintest photons. They will peer at planets circling nearby stars, splitting their light into spectra, reading atmospheres like scrolls. Perhaps they will see water, vapor, oxygen, methane, ozone, the chemical balance of life. Perhaps they will see barren skies, silent of breath. Either way, they will teach you more about your place in the cosmos. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: atmospheres hold stories. To read them is to read not only chemistry, but possibility. Each biosignature is a whisper across distance, a promise that life may not be confined to Earth alone. Now, close your eyes again and imagine yourself breathing slowly. Inhale oxygen, exhale carbon dioxide. Your breath is a biosignature, a chemical signature of life. If someone far away looked at Earth, they would see you too, written in the balance of gases. A tiny part of the planet's poem. You are not separate from Earth's biosignature. You are part of it. You are resting now, your breath slow as a quiet tide, your body sinking deeper into stillness. Already, you have drifted into the poetry of biosignatures, listened to how distant atmospheres might carry the breath of life itself. Tonight, you turn toward the instruments that make such listening possible. Telescopes. They are not just machines of glass and metal, but extensions of your own vision. Mirrors that catch faint light and reveal what your eyes alone could never see. They are cosmic eyes, built by human hands, yet open to the infinite. Close your eyes and imagine the first telescope. Simple lenses ground by hand, wood and brass fitted together. Galileo lifts one to the sky. He sees mountains on the moon, moons circling Jupiter, phases of Venus. In that moment, the universe expands. The telescope is not only tool, but revelation. With each improvement since larger lenses, polished mirrors, radio dishes, orbiting observatories, the eyes of humanity have grown wider, clearer, deeper. Breathe gently. Think of the great observatories on Earth, dome-shaped giants on mountaintops, mirrors spanning meters across, catching photons that have traveled for billions of years. In Hawaii, Chile, the Canary Islands, telescopes rise above clouds, reaching into thinner air to sharpen their vision. Each is an ear pressed to the cosmos, listening, each a pupil dilated to the dark. They are not only structures, they are bridges, joining human curiosity to cosmic silence. Now imagine the telescopes in space. Hubble, circling Earth, opening its golden eye to galaxies, stars, nebulae. It has seen light so faint that it comes from near the beginning of time. James Webb, vast and delicate, its mirrors unfolding like petals of gold, gazing into infrared, catching the heat of worlds and the glow of first stars. These telescopes float above the blur of atmosphere, in silence, their instruments steady, their vision deep. They are lanterns, dreamcatchers, cosmic eyes. Pause here, and let this image soothe you. You are not blind in the universe. You have given yourself new eyes, able to see farther than your body alone could. Breathe slowly. Consider how telescopes reveal exoplanets. Some watch stars, foreshadows of transits, noticing dips in light. Others measure wobbles in starlight, listening to Doppler shifts. Webb now reads atmospheres, splitting light into spectra, searching for water, methane, oxygen. Each telescope is tuned like an instrument in an orchestra, playing its part in the song of discovery. Now drift into the feeling of light itself. A photon leaves a star, traveling across space for centuries. At last, it meets the polished surface of a mirror, curved to perfection. The photon reflects, bounces, focuses onto a detector. Its journey ends in an image, a line, a spectrum. That single photon tells its story, and when joined with millions more, it paints a picture of a world. To build telescopes is to honor the journeys of light, to catch their messages, to translate their poetry. Pause once more. Let this comfort you. Nothing is wasted in the universe. Even the faintest particle of light, crossing billions of miles, can find its home in your understanding. Breathe deeply. Think of telescopes as meant. They do not only show you stars as they are, but as they were. Every image is a time machine, light delayed by distance. To look through a telescope is to look into the past, galaxies as they formed, stars as they lived, planets as they circled. You are always seeing history written in light. Now imagine standing inside a great observatory. The dome opens above you, the night sky vast. The mirror tilts, the machinery hums, and suddenly the faint glow of a star enters, sharpens, becomes clear. You realize that the telescope is not only tool, but partner. It shares its vision with you, letting you see what your eyes alone could never hold. Pause softly. Let yourself rest in this thought. Instruments are extensions of your senses, gifts you give yourself to feel the universe more fully. As you rest deeper, picture the future. Telescopes even larger than Webb, with mirrors as wide as city blocks, floating in space or stationed on the moon, interferometers linking multiple observatories into one vast eye, sharp enough to see continents on exoplanets, clouds drifting across alien skies. Perhaps one day, telescopes will reveal not only atmospheres, but oceans, forests, even the glimmer of cities. With each step, your vision grows. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: telescopes are not only machines. They are dreams made solid, curiosity given form. They are the eyes of humanity, widened in wonder. Now close your eyes again and imagine yourself as a telescope. Your mind is the mirror, catching thoughts like photons, focusing them, turning them into meaning. You are already cosmic eyes, already part of the same story of vision. The instruments you build are reflections of your own nature, to look, to seek, to see beyond yourself. You are resting now, your breath deep and steady, your body wrapped in the calm of night. Already, you have gazed through telescopes, felt how their mirrors widen your sight, how their instruments read the faintest poetry of light. Tonight, you lean into the future, into dreams yet unbuilt, into journeys still imagined. Discovery does not stop. It grows, like a flame passed from hand to hand, each generation holding it higher, each new instrument reaching farther. Close your eyes and imagine tomorrow. On mountaintops and deserts, even larger observatories rise. Mirrors 30 and 40 meters wide, polished like oceans of glass, catching light more faint than whispers. With them, astronomers will study exoplanet atmospheres in detail, searching not just for water but for oxygen, methane, and perhaps the balance of life. On Earth, these telescopes will open your vision wider than ever before. Breathe gently. Now lift your mind into orbit. Picture L'Oeuvre, a vast observatory unfolding in space, its mirror spanning 15 meters, golden and bright. It will look at stars with clarity beyond Webb, able to image Earth-sized planets, to see oceans glimmering, clouds drifting, colors shifting with seasons. Imagine Habitable, another dream, built with coronagraphs and star shades to block starlight, revealing the faint glow of planets beside. These missions will act as cosmic eyes, sharper than any before, designed to answer the deepest question: are we alone? Now drift farther still. Imagine star shades, vast petals the size of football fields, flying in formation with telescopes, blocking the glare of stars so planets appear like jewels nearby. Or interferometers, networks of telescopes spread across space, their light combined to act as one enormous mirror, sharp enough to see continents on alien worlds. With such instruments, the impossible will become visible. Forests, oceans, even the glow of civilizations could one day be revealed. Pause here and let this soothe you. The future of discovery is already unfolding. You may not live to see all of it, but the seeds are planted, and their blossoms will bloom in time. Breathe slowly. Think of journeys beyond telescopes. Breakthrough starshot, tiny spacecraft with sails thinner than hair, pushed by beams of light, racing toward Alpha Centauri. In just decades, they could cross the void, carrying cameras and sensors to the nearest stars. Imagine seeing an exoplanet not from spectra, but from a photograph taken up close, oceans and continents shimmering beneath alien skies. For the first time, distance would collapse into vision. Now imagine other futures. Spacecraft with fusion engines, capable of longer journeys. Generations of probes drifting between stars, carrying knowledge forward. Or perhaps, one day, human ships, not in your lifetime, but in some future yet to come, sails stretched, hearts filled with the same curiosity that has always driven you to look up. Pause once more. Let this bring comfort. Discovery is not limited to the present. It is a river flowing forward, carrying dreams into tomorrow. Breathe deeply. Consider also the quieter future, the refinement of instruments already here. More sensitive spectrographs, sharper coronagraphs, steadier detectors. Each improvement makes whispers clearer, shadows sharper, patterns more visible. Progress is not always leaps. Sometimes it is steady steps, each one making the unknown more known. Now drift into a vision of children looking at the night sky decades from now. They open books or screens and see not only Earth but maps of exoplanets. They read not only names but climates, atmospheres, oceans. They know which worlds glow with possibility, which hold oceans, which breathe oxygen. To them, the galaxy will not be abstract. It will be neighborhood. Pause softly. Let this truth rest in you. You live at the beginning of a story, not its end. What you glimpse as whispers, future generations will see as clarity. As you rest deeper, picture how these futures connect. Telescopes will reveal more atmospheres. Missions will sail to nearer stars. Data will grow, knowledge will deepen, imagination will expand, and through it all, the same rhythm will guide the desire to know, the willingness to look, the patience to listen. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: discovery is not only about answers, it is about questions carried forward. Futures of discovery remind you that you are part of a chain, each link building upon the last. To dream is to contribute, even if you never see the outcome. Now close your eyes again, and imagine yourself as part of this future. You breathe, and your breath is part of Earth's biosignature. You wonder, and your wonder fuels tomorrow's instruments. You dream, and your dream becomes blueprint. You are already part of the journeys yet to come. You are resting now, your breath steady as the tide, your body softened by the hush of night. Already you have traveled far through shadows and wobbles, orbits and atmospheres, fire and ice, twilight and moons. You have looked through telescopes, leaned into the futures yet to come. Tonight you reach the heart of the journey, the dream that has guided every question, every gaze toward the stars, oceans beneath alien skies. For in water, in the flow of seas, you see not only possibility, but home. Close your eyes and imagine standing on the shore of Earth. Waves rolling toward your feet. Above you, the sky glows with stars, countless suns, each perhaps with oceans of their own. You listen to the water, to its rhythm, to its whispers. And you know, this is what you have sought all along. Not only planets, not only atmospheres, but oceans, liquid, flowing, alive. The possibility of life mirrored beyond Earth. Breathe gently. The search for exoplanets has always been the search for oceans. Water is not just chemical. It is cradle, it is mirror, it is connection. On Earth, life began in its depths, in tides stirred by the moon, in currents warmed by the sun. To find oceans elsewhere is to imagine life's story repeating, written in other alphabets, but telling the same tale. Oceans are the universal metaphor of beginning. Now imagine walking along the surface of a distant water world. The horizon is endless, no land in sight. Above, the sky glows with colors unfamiliar, perhaps red from a cooler star, perhaps pale violet from a hotter one. Clouds drift, rains fall, storms circle, but always the sea remains, stretching forever. Each wave carries history, chemistry, possibility. You breathe in its vastness, and you feel not fear, but calm. For water, no matter how alien, feels like home. Pause here and let this soothe you. The cosmos is not barren. It is rich with oceans, waiting beneath skies you have yet to touch. Breathe slowly. Think of the candidates already found. Kepler 2b, lying in its habitable zone, perhaps bearing seas. TRAPPIST-1's planets, some rocky, some perhaps oceanic, circling their red star. LHS 114OB, large and dense, orbiting where liquid water could flow. These names are not destinations yet, but they are promises, whispers that oceans may not be confined to Earth. Now drift deeper into the vision. Imagine an alien ocean teeming with life. Not fish, not coral, not whales, but something new. Bioluminescent forms drifting like stars in water. Sheets of living film stretched across waves. Beings that feel no need to walk on land, for sea itself is enough. You cannot know their shapes, but you can imagine their rhythm, their pulse in tune with the tides. Life, wherever it begins, breathes the same truth. Adaptation, persistence, presence. Pause once more. Let this bring peace. Life is not fragile. It is persistent. Give it water, warmth, time, and it will find a way. Breathe deeply. Consider the skies above those oceans. A red dwarf star casting copper light. A binary system, two suns rising together. A pale blue sky glowing faintly. Skies not your own, yet still mirrors of possibility. Under them, oceans shimmer, tides rise, rains fall. The cycle is universal. Water evaporates, condenses, rains, flows. Even on distant worlds, the hydrological cycle may sing its eternal song. Now imagine telescopes of the future catching glimmers of these oceans. Reflections of starlight on alien seas, polarization of light bouncing from waves. Perhaps even color shifts as seasons change, as clouds form and dissipate. These hints, faint but steady, will tell you not only that oceans exist, but that they live, they flow, they connect. Pause softly. Let this truth settle. You may never walk those shores, but you can still dream them. And the dream itself is powerful. To imagine oceans under alien skies is to imagine kinship, to refuse loneliness, to embrace the cosmos as living dot as you rest deeper. Remember that oceans are not only out there, they are within you. Your blood carries salt, echo of the sea where life began. Your body is mostly water, flowing, balancing, sustaining. To seek oceans elsewhere is to seek yourself. You are made of water, searching for water, longing to find your reflection in the stars. Breathe gently. The lesson is this: the dream of oceans guides you. It shapes telescopes, fuels missions, inspires generations. You search not only because you want to know, but because you want to belong. Oceans under alien skies promise that you are not isolated, not unique, but part of a vast, flowing, living universe. Now close your eyes again and imagine the final image. You stand on the shore of an alien world. The sea stretches endlessly. The sky glows with stars unfamiliar. Yet you feel calm, for in that water, in that horizon, you sense connection. Oceans are not Earth's alone. They are the galaxy's gift, the universe's refrain, the dream that guides you.